Hey, you guys! It's your favorite little keto goofball diamond, and today marks 5 years and 110 days of my ketogenic journey. It's been one live week, I'm telling you. I've got a little bit of a headache. It's probably due to some stress, and I've had a Keto Diamond style week, okay? If you've been watching me, you know what that means. This week has been like, what? It's a little bit much. A little bit. So go ahead and tell you guys, because I did make little posts about it, but not anything elaborate, because I've been kind of off the wall this week. You guys know I missed all of last week due to the flu at work. So this weekend I was like, I'm staying at work no matter what. Not entirely. So worked all day Friday, and at lunchtime on Saturday, my husband found out that his mother, it's his stepmom, but she's been in his life since he was 8. She's been his only mom since he was 8. His real mom, that's a whole thing of abandonment issues and tons of childhood trauma for him and his brother and sister. Well, yes, I'm sure for his sister, but we don't really know where she's at. So, but he's been dealing with it this week, and Saturday, I knew I should stay at work because mother-in-laws aren't considered next of kin or close enough to, get bereavement leave. But my husband and son, of course, both got bereavement leave from work for 3 days. Zach's off from school for a whole week for it. So there's all that. And like I said, I knew I shouldn't leave work Saturday, but I'd hated for my husband to leave alone and be upset, and then he had to drive all the way to his brother's house, which is about 2 hours from here, and that would leave me without a ride because my son left too. So I was like, I'm gonna have to take my half a point, which is ridiculous because this woman's been my mother-in-law for 25 years. So but I mean, I get it. There's rules. There has to be rules, or people would take advantage. So I totally understand, but I did have to take half a point, and I think that makes me up to like 2 points. The entire time I've been there. So it's not too bad. But I didn't want any of them, Yeah. I think I got 2 points, because one day was half point, one day was half point, one day was whole point. I think. Something like that. Might have got a point for having the flu. I might be up to 3 points. I'm not even sure. We do have like sick leave and all that, but I've used my doctor's notes. So, yeah, but sick is sick and flu is flu, so but anyway, I don't really know what to say about all that because it's really not my story to tell. Love you too. Like I said, it's really not my story to tell, but we did go see his brother on Saturday and stayed around for a while, and I told him we had to leave because it was getting late and I had to work the next morning, because I did have to work Sunday. Big Brian, of course, little Brian did not, but I did. So we did leave. We told him we'd come back on Monday, and we did. And we saw both his Corey and Anthony went with us too. And then while we were at his brother's house, their father called, so we went to his father's house. I will say I have a cute story for you though. Even through all of it, I've got a cute story for you. They have a bird. Big Brian's daddy has a bird. Apparently these birds live about 25 years. I don't know nothing about birds. I just know they have a bird in a cage. Anthony was aggravating the bird, and his grandpa kept telling him, his great-grandpa kept telling him, the bird's going to bite you. It bites me. You better leave it alone. He kept putting his finger in the cage, and everybody kept telling him not to, but he would laugh and yank his finger out like every time the bird would get near him, and he thought it was hilarious. But the bird bit him. Didn't bite no blood, didn't tear skin, nothing like that, but the bird bit me. He didn't mess with that bird no more. But the little situation was hilarious, even though we could not make the child leave the bird alone. But the bird made him leave him alone, so he didn't mess with him no more. I hate doing videos like this because I don't know what to say. Again, it was his family, and someone I wasn't really, really close to. I didn't know a whole lot. But I did. When we were younger, I did all the time. But as we got older, we moved a little further away. And just so anybody wants to know, it ain't my fault he didn't go over there all the time. He could have went anytime he wanted to. I'd have went with him. I'd have stayed home. I didn't mind. I didn't care. That was fully his deal. And he's right. Life kind of slips away. You don't really even pay attention to time as it ticks. You know, you're like, well, I'll go over there tomorrow. Well, next week. Next week will be better. I'll have more money then, or I'll be able to do it then, or we'll go over there shortly. A few days, few weeks, few years. Gosh, have you met your grandkids? You know, so it's been kind of one of those. But again, I'm game for whatever he wants to do. I'm not going to hold him back from doing anything. I'm not going to say don't, or I'm not going if you go. No, if he wants me to go, I'll go. If he wants me to stay home, I'll stay home. I don't mind. So it's not my fault. I know a lot of people tend to think it's the spouse's fault when people move away from their families, but it nothing to do with me whatsoever. I'm game for whatever he's game for. If he wants to go now and wants to go grieve alone, I'll let him. If he wants me to be there with him, I'll go. So it's and I'm polite and friendly. So, you know, it's just one of those things, but I haven't been exceptionally close with this lady for quite a few years. Now, Corey really liked her. Every time she went around her, she gave Corey some kind of little gift or something, and one of them was a really pretty glass carousel thing with a music box that Corey uses to keep all of her keepsakes in. It's really cute, and she brought it in last night to show me. She still had it. So it's just like this glass carousel thing with a music box, and she's got like Haley's little locker, which is his biological mom, who passed away, and then she's got the first lock of Anthony's hair, some of Anthony's little teeth she's put down in there. So it's her little keepsake treasure box. So, you know, Corey cared about her quite a bit. And it's not my story to tell, so I feel bad saying too much about it. But I just want y'all to know that situation is going on. I haven't had much time to really think. We've been traveling up there a lot and are gone quite a bit or at work. So I haven't had much time to do anything. And I'm not complaining about it, just letting y'all know that's where I've been and I have not been on. And then today, I mean, I've got a headache like you would not believe because I was yelling at my bank over the phone. There was a situation, a kind of sort of situation. We knew all about it and we were fine with it. So we had forgotten about something. Now, we paid the federal gov for the IRS in April or May. I don't know when we paid it. We got a loan, though, to have to pay our taxes because somehow we squeaked just barely into that middle class tax bracket, but we still poor. And then inflation, so we're definitely still poor. But anyway, we squeaked into that and the taxes went up, but we still broke. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, that's not all it's cracked up to be. So we had to pay them, but there was some from the state. It was only $120. I was like, I'll pay that later. I'll pay that later. I'll pay that later, and forgot about it. So we get a letter from the IRS, the state IRS, saying, well, we're going to take it out of your bank account. I was like, all right, fine. At least it'll be paid. Of course, they added penalties to it, so that was an extra, like, $50. Altogether, it went from $126 to $173. Whatever they added, they added. I was like, okay, fine. I don't care. At least it'll be paid. What I didn't know was because it's a legal matter and it went through the bank also charged us $150. So before we left today to go to lunch, I checked our bank account to make sure we had all the money we needed to eat today, eat tomorrow, get to the funeral, all that good stuff. And we did. Plenty of it, you know, well, plenty to do everything we needed to do and get paid on Thursday. Whatever. Went to slide my card at the restaurant. Declined. Let's say, what? That should never be declined. No, luckily I had a little bit of money on a little tiny credit card. Not much on there anyway, but I had some on there that would cover it. I was like, okay, I'll check the bank account. Checked it in the car. Damn near died. Negative $58. It's like, what? That is not possible. So, needless to say, I went up to the bank. They said, well, the IRS charged you. I said, okay, I get the IRS. I was expecting that. I knew that was coming. What is this? That's our legal fee. For what? So they sent you a letter, you pushed a button, and it cost me $150. Yes. No. Well, that's non-refundable. Anything else I can help you with? I might have went off. Okay? I am very even-natured, very very mild-mannered unless you mess with my kids or my money. I don't like you messing with my babies or my dimes. I don't like it at all. Needless to say, didn't matter. What? I am bitching. I am ranting, raving, and misbehaving. Hi, y'all. Hit like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. I forgot all that part. But yeah, I'm bitching. Mostly because I need somebody to stress talk to. It's because you've already been hearing it today. I was raising pure hell. I ain't even gonna lie. I was taking all. I mean, if I had known there was gonna be an extra thing with it, I'd be like, hold up, I'll pay you. But I figured they're just gonna take it out of the bank account, just like you pay any other bill. Not how that goes. But lesson learned. Was gonna start a savings account for the bank. Now I'm not. I'll put it in my mattress first. Thank you very much. As soon as I learn to stop spending my money like a moron. We like to eat. That's mostly what we do. We eat and we go to Goodwill. That's kind of our pleasure in life. And on occasion we go to the mountains and stuff. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And I was upset. Very upset. I had to break up with my piggy bank. It had quarters in it. I got a quarter bank. I've got a bank with nickels and dimes in it. I got a penny bank. Believe it or not, I've been saving up them quarters since I started working. I only had $36 in there. I was like, I thought it would be more than that. I put all my change, but mostly use your debit cards. Anyway, had to get Jake dog food, had to get some toilet paper. And I had to call my mama. I said, look, we got a funeral to go to tomorrow. Can I borrow some money? She said, yeah, just pay me back. I was like, oh, thank you. Sorry. I'm just bitching. It did. It made my head feel like it was going, and you know what? I'm hot. I want to turn the heat off, but I know better because it's like freezing outside. It's literally freezing rain. But I'm hot. All right, so that's the news. Let's get into the weather, the keto weather. I don't know what I weigh. I got no damn idea. It's been so busy this weekend. Everything's been so topsy-turvy and upside down. I kept it keto all but one meal. We went on the way to my brother-in-law's house with Corey and Anthony. I told my husband, said, there used to be a Whataburger on Church Street in Greensboro. We used to go to it all the time, me and my husband, and our kids when they were really little. Like every Thursday we went. So it was neat, and I was like, I wonder if that thing is still there, if it even still standing. Because that thing was like 50 years old when my mama used to take me when I was 5. So I was like, let's check it out. And he's like, that sounds good. Let's do that. It's still standing. I had bread and fries. Not gonna lie, I didn't take the bun off the burger. Should have, though. Probably would have been plenty. But I didn't feel bad, but that doesn't necessarily mean it didn't do anything. And again, this one I didn't even get on the scale. I didn't even think about it. I was so all over the place. Trying to figure out and make arrangements, make sure the kids have everything they need because I want the kids to go. Well, Big Brian wants the kids to go more than I do. I do want them to go. I just realized taking 3 mini demons, a little bit difficult, but also they need to see the other side of their family more. So, yeah, let's do that. Anthony's a little bit hell on wheels. So I think it can be. They both listen quite well if they're in a good mood. But 2.5-year-olds and 3.5-year-olds generally aren't in too good of moods. So, unless they're just getting there all that way. And I told everybody, like, okay, look, tomorrow make sure you eat before we leave the house because can't do it now. Because that was the plan. I was going to make sure everybody had food and everything up there. But nah, you just have to eat at home and then we'll go. That's all right, though. I mean, it's like me and my husband always say, it is what it is. It is what it's going to be. You just have to take the situation and run with it and deal with it and figure it out. And we always do. But it sure does nothing to help with stress in the moment. It's like once I calm down, I'm fine. But it takes me that minute to rant, rave, and misbehave to get it out of my system. Now this week, I will say other than that, as far as I can recall, I've been perfectly keto. I haven't done anything else. These I've become partial to at work. These are fatty 3.0 meat sticks. This is the original one. They do have some barbecue ones, which of course have different stuff in it. But it looks like they work pretty hard to make these really good. Because these are made with grass feed. What the hell was that noise? Was it Jake? You good down there? I think he was just stretching, but he made some grunting stuff. Anyway, these are grass-fed beef and pork, raised without antibiotics, 1 gram of sugar, gluten-free, no nitrates added, no MSG added. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, these sound pretty good. And I've become partial to them at work. I've been stopping by Sheets. Well, he's been stopping by Sheets. I've run in and got these while he got his drinks. He likes Monsters, 0 sugar. But anyway, I've been getting these for, I've been getting 2 of them. I use one in the, kind of like between, when we get there and lunchtime, because usually I get hungry, I get miserable, makes the day take too damn long. If you're hungry and lunch is coming, tick, 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 it takes too long. But if you go and eat a little something, it it's there before you know it. And then like around 5 p.m. I get really, really hungry, and these seem to be a good thing to eat. Although I would say, I mean, there's 20 grams of protein, but I'm having 2, so it's 40 grams of protein. Then I'm having a meal at lunch and then a meal when we get off work. It might not be too much considering we're working those 12 hours, we're moving constantly. But I don't really know how much that other stuff has in it, but I imagine, let's just say, the meat, the food I eat at lunch probably has 20 grams. For dinner probably has 20 grams. So that's, what, 80 grams of protein just in that. Actually, I would imagine those have more. And I wouldn't think that 100 grams of protein would be bad. Because generally that's what I would recommend is 80 to 100 grams of protein. More if you're taller, more muscular, you need more protein. If you get a little bit older, you need more protein to help keep everything going and moving. So that's probably not too much protein, but I don't really know for a fact what those burgers have in them. I need to really look that up one day. It's been a long time. I used to know those things by heart. I am not depressed with keto. I'm not falling out of keto. It's just a lot of the things that used to intrigue me, which were helpful to me, don't intrigue me so much no more. I used to think it was comical when people would say, I hate tracking macros. And I'm like, I don't see a problem with it. I do it every day. I ate. But now I hate tracking macros. It's not that I hate it. It's just kind of like a chore that I don't necessarily have time for anymore. But I would like to get back into that because I know that that's helpful if for no other reason. So you can say, ooh, I did not know I was eating that many carbohydrates. Or that might be too much meat, you know. So it helps you be more mindful. But at the same time, over time, it becomes taxing. And after a long time, you really just don't want to do it no more. Especially if you fall out of the habit. As long as you still have the habit and you do it all the time. So here's my word to the wise. If you start tracking your macros, don't stop. Don't even skip a damn day. Do it every day. Because the minute you fall out of the habit, then it becomes a chore, it becomes taxing, and you don't want to do it anymore. And then you lose a lot of the information, like how much this has in it. I know at one time, I knew exactly what a double baconator had in it. Every last carb, every last bit of fat, every last gram of protein. Now, I have no idea. No, it should be relatively 0 carb because it's meat, cheese, and bacon, you know, and sometimes some mayonnaise. So, yeah, it's just, I wish I still had good habits. That's what I'm saying. I used to have really, really good habits, like getting on the scale every day, recording every last bite of food that went in my mouth. And if you guys will notice, sometimes y'all don't even see videos when I eat no more. And I like putting that in there because, for one, it gives you some indication of what works for me or doesn't work for me, depending on what you see on the scale. And you see how that's data points and how that just fluctuates depending on how good I am or how bad I am. Sometimes I'm not so good, but I try really, really hard. In moments of stress, I mean, you know, a lot of you tell me these stories about how stressed out you are and you just kick yourself and you just say, screw it all. We all have those moments. And luckily for me, they're small moments usually. I'll break and say, you know what? There's a Whataburger on the corner. It's my birthday. Let's get some cake. Ooh, we're on vacation. So I'll have these moments, but I always get back to keto because I know that's what makes my body feel better. Now, if some of you are coming to this from a place of not, hold on. All right, so I forgot what I was talking about, but if you get in good habits, try not to let them go, because then they become bad habits. They really do. I'd like to go back to recording everything I eat, tracking everything I eat, because it is helpful. It does work best. I'd also like to go back to total carbs, not net carbs. Net carbs is helpful as far as you can eat a little bit more and a little bit different stuff, but it's not necessarily helpful with your journey. And if you're coming from through keto from a place of disease, you need to be as low carb as absolutely possible. Me right now, honestly, I don't feel 100%. I don't feel sick or cold like. I just feel like I've been stressed lately, and I'm like on that edge of nerves. It's not even that bad, but I feel like it is, It's kind of like when you're in a rush, even though you don't have no place to be, your body's still in that rush state. So I'm kind of like in this state of, now what? I don't need to be. There's no reason. I can calm down. I can come back and chill, but my body's still in this state of heightened emotion that just kind of like, it sucks. This all sucks, and there's nothing I can do about it. I hate that. So often it feels like things are beyond our control, frankly, but a lot of it is, and a lot of it isn't. I could have paid that tax bill months ago. I just kept putting it off until I forgot about it. And then I could have said, wait a minute, don't take it out of my bank account, I'll pay it. But I didn't, because I figured same difference, right? I was wrong. My brain is broke. So one of his grandmas is texting me going, hey, have you seen Zach's gray hoodie? And she drives me crazy about this one little hoodie. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I haven't seen it. I've got like 10 that I've bought him here just so I don't got to worry about it. I always got one. And usually he wears one here unless it's hot. And then I have to use one of the ones I got. So, I try to keep him hoodies and jackets and coats. So I said, I haven't seen that one. I only got the ones I bought here. I don't know. And now my mom calls me. I said, hey, do you need any coats for Zach? He's got 4 of them down here. I'm like, that's probably where it's at. Probably down yonder. Just send 3 of them home tomorrow. Make sure one of them's gray so I can send it back to his other grandmas. This kid, he's got too many people taking care of him, which means he's got too much stuff and it's spread all over the place. And none of us know where the stuff we bought is because it's at the other one's house. Luxury first world problems of a child with too many grandmas. Don't complain about it. It's a good thing. It really is. I'm so tired. I am beat this week. And then for some reason, my body woke up I went to bed probably about 11:30, 12 o'clock last night. My body woke up at 4:30 and just wouldn't go back to sleep. I kept the onion beside me, so I don't really know what that is. Oh, by the way, some of y'all don't cut your onions. And you say you ain't supposed to. I figured it would work better if you cut it. Now, I don't know which one works better or not, but I've left this one in there and I stick it beside where I sleep. And I have that cut in half one that I put beside where I sleep. I don't know which way it's supposed to work, but it stands to reason it would work better if it was open. But either way, I got it like onion charm. Onion talisman. Something. There's onion. We're going to start wearing onions instead of garlic to keep the vampires away. I wonder if garlic would work. You set it beside your bed. Has anybody tried that? Is there any rumors about garlic being beside your bed? I know it's a powerful antiviral. Don't know if it just absorbs stuff in there. What is going on here? No, I'm not coming down with nothing else. These are probably standard run-of-the-mill allergies from the weather changing again. I'm sorry, you guys. This is not the most fantastic, wonderful keto update. But if you're new to keto, you just happen across this video. Meat, cheese, eggs, green leafy vegetables. Get full. Stay full. Leave everything else alone. Sodas. Kill them if you can. If not, everything that you drink needs to be 0 sugar, sugar-free, water, stevia instead of sugar. Coffee, tea is fine. But, stick to the basics. You'll be fine. You'll do great. I lost 155 pounds. altogether in 2 years was the main weight loss. Been maintaining ish for the last 3 pretty much. Got rid of 29 medically diagnosed diseases. This is a very healing lifestyle, although I'm not doing it justice right now. And I'm really tired. So part of me don't care and part of me does. And this is driving me crazy. I'll be back. You know what? I thought I got it. I did have weigh-ins from this weekend and from yesterday. Just not from today. So I'm going to pop them at the very, very end. When I finish talking, they'll just start playing. Whatever food clips I've got, I'll pop them at the very end. That way you guys have everything. But again, I didn't have it from this morning. I have no idea. Although I felt physically fine, I felt like I was in ketosis. Whether that meat, the bread and the fries from yesterday morning affected me or not, I don't know. I imagine so. Probably grabbed a pound. Not really sure. Oh, I moved my scale, and that's scary. But that was yesterday evening. So tomorrow, I think you're going to see a different weigh-in altogether. All right, so I've had this thing happen to me before in the past where I had gotten a new scale. And that new scale was vastly different from my old scale, but I have to go with the scale that I have, and the old scale had broken. This time, though, I moved it from one spot in the floor to a different area. And I got on it, and again, this was last night's weigh-in, so you can gain quite a bit during the day just in fluid, moving around, driving, eating stuff you're not supposed to. But that number was scary different, and I'm a little worried. So we'll see tomorrow. You will see a weigh-in from a different place in the floor, because I actually moved it about 6 times. And the scary number was pretty much everywhere I moved it. So we'll see what it says tomorrow. I'm hoping it wasn't accurate. Because, ew. And how long have I been wrong? Probably pretty much the entire time it's been in that one area. I've been keeping it behind the bathroom door and sitting it down on the new tile. But I moved it to a different area of the tile, and when I saw that the numbers were vastly different, I went over and discovered that tile was tilted a little bit. And I'm like, oh no. So tomorrow, I might cry. I don't know. But now, filming tomorrow might be a little more difficult because we have the wake tomorrow. I think I said the funeral earlier, but tomorrow's the wake. So, if I can get it piped out early enough, you might have a video in the morning. If not, there's no telling what time we'll get home tomorrow evening because the wake's an hour and a half away. I'm sure it's going to be at least a couple hours. It don't start till after 5. So, I don't know if there'll be one tomorrow night or in the morning. I will try to do the best I can with that. But you know, when you have a family and you're trying to get everybody ready to go to something like that and get everything settled, get all the gas and everything you need, it can be an all-day event even if it don't start till 5. So we shall see. We shall see how it goes. But don't fault me if I'm not here tomorrow night, because I will be here the next day. I'm tired right now. That's from not sleeping this morning. I don't know why, but anyway, you guys, I'm sorry for a Debbie Downer video. Sorry for the people named Debbie that I just said Debbie Downer. Sorry, this has just been my weekend and what's going on in life, and it's normal life. It's stuff that you can't avoid. I know somebody's gonna ask, and they'll probably ask in case I didn't say, but his mom died of I'm not exactly sure. I know she had a pacemaker, but she also had a virus at the time, and I believe they're leaning towards the virus, and they didn't say what kind of virus, just a virus. But again, she had a pacemaker and a whole lot of health troubles, and she was 77 years old. So I'm really not sure what got her, but I really don't know. I mean, that's just what I've heard them speaking on, in case you're wondering what happened. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna try to lay down. No, I'm gonna get in the bathtub. I'm gonna chill and relax for a while. Let the boiling come down from the situations, the anxiety come down from the situations, and just, I'm going to take a couple hours in the bathtub with TikTok and laugh, or try to anyway. And then I'm going to come in here and knock this kid out and go to sleep. Not really knock him out. He's probably going to be awake most of the night. I don't care. Because we don't have to leave till 5. So anyway, well, we had to leave at about 3, but stay. I'm sorry for the long drawn out, nothing special video, but real life happens, you know. Alright, you guys. If you'd like to support the channel, there are ways in the description below. All kinds of ways down there. Oh, Barb, I'm so sorry. Thank you for the Thanksgiving card. I'll show it tomorrow. That way everybody sees it. And this is late in the video to say thank you for something. But anyway, thank you, Barb, for the Thanksgiving card. If you guys like, send me a card. The post office box is down there. There is Cash App and PayPal if you want to help out the channel. Well, help me out. It's not really helping the channel. It helps me do things on the channel. I guess that's what they mean by channel support and helping out the channel. So there's ways down there. If you need help, I help everybody for free. I love to help people. If you need my help, my contact information is below. Don't hesitate to contact me and ask me, you know, if you have a question. Also, KetoDiamond.com. Everything's written out plain, simple, and free. Much love. Many prayers. Bye, y'all.
It's Wednesday, 165.6. I think I'm actually the exact same as yesterday. We'll take it.
Zach stopped by Food Line. I grabbed some from their deli, Nashville hot wings and some ranch. So I got 2 mission wraps, the 0 net carbs, ham, cheese, mayonnaise.
Yes, it is Thursday morning. I'm getting ready to hop in the shower. 166.4.
Thursday night, Corey very kindly cooked up some sizzle steaks, and I've got a little bit of A1 here to dip in. Yes, so I have 2 of these 0 net carb mission wraps with ham and cheese mayonnaise. I also had one wrap earlier, folded in half with palmito cheese on it. And I've got some dandelion tea sitting over here with stevia in it.
You guys, it is Friday morning, 165.4.
Friday's lunchtime sandwich is a double baconator. I'm going to take the bun off. Home from work, double whopper with cheese. I use the mission wraps.
Saturday morning, 165.4. Sunday morning, 167.8. Sorry, the heater's loud.
Sunday night after work, steak, and I guess rotisserie chicken.